Picture this: a monstrous typhoon, its winds howling like a beast, tearing through the lands of China. In 1975, the world bore witness to such a storm. Known as Typhoon Nina, this unyielding force of nature unleashed a torrential downpour that was nothing short of biblical. Day after day, the heavens opened and rain fell in such immense quantities that it seemed as if the sky itself was collapsing. Typhoon Nina was not just another storm. Its ferocity was unparalleled, its intensity unmatched. It was one of the most potent typhoons ever documented, a maelstrom that sent shivers down the spine of even the most seasoned meteorologists. Its winds did not just whisper a warning, they screamed a prophecy of disaster. This was Typhoon Nina, a tempest that would go down as one of the most catastrophic in history. Little did the people know, the worst was yet to come. Amidst this chaos stood the Banqiao Dam, a massive structure built to withstand the worst. Erected in the early 1950s on the River Ru in China's Henan province, the Banqiao Dam was a feat of engineering, designed to tame the river's wild temperament and protect the people living in its floodplain. Constructed as part of a wider effort to control and utilize the power of China's rivers, the Banqiao Dam was a symbol of man's defiance against the unpredictable forces of nature. Towering at 76 meters high and stretching across 775 meters wide, the dam was a formidable sight. The Banqiao Dam was more than just a marvel of architecture, though. Its construction served a dual purpose: to generate hydroelectric power and to prevent the devastating floods that had previously plagued the region. Behind its concrete walls, it held back nearly 5 billion cubic meters of water, a testament to its strength and durability. Engineers who worked on the Banqiao Dam were confident in its resilience. They boasted that it could withstand the worst possible storm seen in 1,000 years. The dam was reinforced with what was considered the most advanced engineering techniques of the time. It was built to endure, to stand strong against the fury of any storm. Assurances were given, promises of safety and security echoed through the region. The Banqiao Dam, they said, was unshakable. It was a testament to the ingenuity and capabilities of mankind, a symbol of hope and protection for the people who lived in its shadow. Yet, as we now know, these assurances were not enough. The Banqiao Dam, for all its strength and the confidence it inspired, was not invincible. It was a titan on the landscape, a beacon of human achievement and resilience. But even the mightiest of creations can fall when nature unleashes its full fury. As Typhoon Nina raged on, the Banqiao Dam was put to the ultimate test. It was the night of August 8, 1975. The storm, relentless and unyielding, had been battering the dam for hours. The Banqiao Dam, a titan of human engineering, was designed to withstand the most severe of storms. But Typhoon Nina was not an ordinary storm. It brought with it a deluge of rainfall that exceeded the dam's design limit. The dam was designed to handle a once-in-a-thousand-years flood, a testament to its creator's confidence in its strength. But Typhoon Nina defied all odds and expectations. Over 24 hours, the dam was bombarded with nearly a year's worth of rainfall. The reservoir quickly filled to capacity, the water levels rising dangerously high. Despite the dam's formidable structure and the tireless efforts of those who worked to keep the waters at bay, it was a battle that nature was winning. The dam's sluice gates, open to their maximum, could not keep pace with the relentless onslaught of water. The pressure on the dam walls kept building, hour after hour, minute after minute. It was a ticking time bomb, a catastrophe waiting to happen. Then, in the early hours of August 9th, the inevitable happened. The dam, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of water, failed. It was a moment that would be etched in history as one of the deadliest dam failures ever. The dam's collapse sent a wall of water estimated to be 10 meters high roaring down the river valley. The wave, fueled by the pent-up waters of the reservoir, tore through everything in its path. Towns and villages that lay in the path of the flood were obliterated. The landscape was altered beyond recognition, as if the hand of a giant had swept across the land. And so the dam failed, unleashing a wave of destruction that would change lives forever. The Banqiao Dam disaster serves as a stark reminder of the devastating power of nature and the futility of human efforts when pitted against such force. In the wake of the dam's failure, a catastrophe of unimaginable proportions unfolded. The once mighty Banqiao Dam, a symbol of human defiance against nature's fury, now lay in ruins. Its collapse had set in motion a chain of events that would forever scar the landscape and the people of the Henan province. In the immediate aftermath, a wave of destruction swept across the land. Imagine, if you will, a wall of water, as high as a 6-story building, moving at a speed of nearly 50 kilometers per hour. This was not just a flood, it was a monstrous deluge that devoured everything in its path. Towns and villages that had stood for centuries were wiped off the map in the blink of an eye. The human toll was equally devastating. An estimated 171,000 lives were lost in this disaster. To put that into perspective, that's more than the entire population of many cities. Each one of those numbers was a person with dreams, hopes, and a life that was abruptly and tragically cut short. But the devastation didn't stop at the loss of lives. The property damage was massive, running into billions of yuan. Homes, farms, factories, schools, nothing was spared from the onslaught. The floodwaters ravaged the land, leaving behind a scarred and barren landscape. And then there were the survivors. Displaced from their homes, they found their lives uprooted and their world turned upside down. They were the ones who had to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives and try to rebuild, in the face of overwhelming grief and loss. The Banqiao Dam failure was not just a tragedy, it was a cataclysm. It was a stark reminder of the power and unpredictability of nature, and the fragility of human constructions. A reminder of nature's wrath, the Banqiao Dam failure stands as the deadliest in history. In the face of such a disaster, humanity was forced to confront its own vulnerability. The Banqiao Dam catastrophe of 1975 was a stark reminder of the potential power of nature and the consequences when human ingenuity fails to contain it. It served as a wake-up call, not just for China, but for the entire world. In the aftermath of the event, engineers, architects, and policymakers worldwide revisited their approach to dam construction and water management. It became evident that the conventional methods of dam design, which prioritized structural strength and storage capacity, were inadequate in the face of extreme weather events. The lessons learned from the Banqiao Dam failure led to a paradigm shift in dam construction. The focus shifted from merely containing water to managing it. Engineers began to prioritize safety over storage and resilience over resistance. The design of dams started to incorporate the potential for extreme weather events, and the safety measures were enhanced to ensure the structures could withstand them. The disaster also underscored the need for effective evacuation plans and emergency response systems. It highlighted the importance of communication, coordination, and preparedness in mitigating the impact of such events. Consequently, governments worldwide have since invested heavily in disaster management, improving their ability to respond to such crises effectively and efficiently. Moreover, the Banqiao Dam incident sparked a global dialogue on the environmental and social impacts of large-scale infrastructure projects. It underscored the need for careful planning, thorough impact assessments, and meaningful stakeholder engagement in such projects. Today, these considerations form an integral part of the planning and approval processes for infrastructure projects worldwide. The Banqiao Dam disaster was a tragedy of monumental proportions. Yet, out of this tragedy, we have learned invaluable lessons. We have learned to respect the power of nature, to prepare for the worst, and to prioritize safety and sustainability in our endeavors. While we cannot control nature's fury, we can strive to better prepare ourselves, ensuring the Banqiao Dam tragedy remains a lesson etched in history, never to be repeated. The Banqiao Dam failure, a catastrophe that shook the world, stands as a stark reminder of our need to respect and prepare for nature's power. So we've journeyed through the fury of Typhoon Nina, a storm of such magnitude that it shattered the dam's defiance, unleashing a deluge that left a mark on history. This was no ordinary storm, and the Banqiao Dam, a formidable structure, was brought to its knees, causing an unprecedented level of destruction. Lives were lost, homes were washed away, and a chilling lesson was etched into the annals of history. The aftermath was a grim testament to the dam's failure, but from these ruins, lessons were learned. Our understanding of dam engineering evolved, and so did our respect for the unyielding power of nature. In our quest to conquer and utilize nature, we must also learn to respect its might. This story serves as a reminder that while we continue to engineer marvels, we must never underestimate the power of nature.